Have you ever wondered what gases are surrounding you and what gases you're breathing in the atmosphere? A lot of times we learn very quickly that most of what we breathe in is oxygen. Of course, that is one of the gases in the atmosphere, and that is definitely one of the gases that we need, but really the biggest part of your breath is nitrogen. So when looking at the different natural gases that occur in the atmosphere, not the pollutants that humans might put up there, we take a close look at those and start to look at what impacts that those natural gases have as far as helping the ecosystems and the biomes and the biosphere function on Earth. When you breathe in, yes, about 78% of your breath is nitrogen. Nitrogen is a diatomic molecule. Diatomic means two atoms connected together. When you breathe in nitrogen, you simply breathe it back out again. It doesn't really affect you, and you don't affect it. However, it does help with the balance of gases that you do need, such as oxygen. Second most prevalent gas in the atmosphere is oxygen. 20 to 21% is about the amount of oxygen that you'll breathe in when you take a breath. Most people learn it is 20% for ease of calculations. Following nitrogen and oxygen, which are our main gases, we have water vapor. A lot of people don't really think about water vapor being a gas that's part of the atmosphere, although you see it, it's the most easily visible gas compared to all the other ones. When you look up and see a cloud, you're looking at a gas called water vapor. Now, water vapor is a very important part of the atmosphere for several reasons. Because it is part of weather, obviously. But another, because water vapor helps retain some of the sun's energy, making the climate on Earth more hospitable for life. When you look at a cloud, especially if it's a really high cloud, you're probably looking at water vapor that's in frozen form. Many clouds at the highest levels are simply ice crystals. If water vapor attracts to itself enough, we can get precipitation. And in our climate, in Oklahoma, where I'm from, we long for rain more often than not. And I once heard a weatherman say, if it wasn't for thunderstorms, Oklahoma would be a desert. So most of the rainfall in Oklahoma comes from thunderstorms, interestingly enough. Sidebar. Following nitrogen, oxygen, and water vapor is argon. A lot of people don't really realize that argon is almost 1% of our atmosphere. Argon is a gas that's considered to be one of the noble gases. It's very non-reactive, but it is a substantial portion of the atmosphere compared to the rest of the gases that I'll name. Following argon is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide typically is around 0.03%, less than 1% of the atmosphere, but it does some very important things for our atmosphere. Like water vapor, carbon dioxide does help keep some of the sun's energy in our atmosphere, helping to warm the planet and keep it nice and warm enough for life to exist. Without really water vapor and carbon dioxide, it's potential that our planet would not be inhabitable as far as life. Following carbon dioxide is neon, helium. Neon and helium are also noble gases, and they occur in very small percentages in the atmosphere. However, as anyone that's ever had a helium balloon knows, helium can be extracted from the atmosphere and used to fill up balloons, and if you let that balloon go, it will rise up into the atmosphere. Following neon and helium, we have methane. Methane is a gas that typically comes from decomposition of materials or from within the digestive process of animals on the planet. Although methane is a very small part of the atmosphere, it is one of the group of gases that we sometimes call greenhouse gases. Water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane are all considered to be greenhouse gases because they help retain the sun's energy. Following methane, we have hydrogen, our smallest element on the planet. It's a single atom element. It's the lightest element, but hydrogen does make up a very tiny percentage of our atmosphere as well. Following hydrogen, there's some nitrous oxide from natural processes, and then, of course, ozone. And again, ozone is one of those elements, or one of those, not an element, but one of those things that helps protect us from the sun's rays. If we look at a pie chart of all those gases put together, what stands out immediately is that nitrogen is definitely the biggest part of that pie, followed by oxygen. It's important to note the other gases in the atmosphere help to make things happen, help to protect us from the sun's rays, help to maintain ambient temperatures on the planet. So don't ignore the lesser gases just because you're very much more aware of the larger amounts of gases.